Have you ever wondered who was the greatest emperor in Indian history? Let's embark on a journey back in time to the era of Ashoka the Great, a ruler whose reign marked a significant turning point in the history of India. Born in 304 before the Common Era, Ashoka was not just another royal heir. He was the grandson of Chandragupta Maurya, the founder of the mighty Mauryan Empire. Growing up in the shadow of such a formidable figure, Ashoka was instilled with a sense of ambition and ruthlessness from a young age. His early life was marked by his military prowess and his unquenchable thirst for expansion. As a young prince, he was known for his strategic brilliance and his ability to command his troops with authority and precision. Yet the path to the throne was not an easy one. He had to navigate through a brutal struggle for power, a testament to his tenacity and determination. In the year 268 before the Common Era, Ashoka ascended to the throne, ready to carve out his own legacy. But his journey to become one of the most powerful rulers in Indian history was just beginning. Early in his reign, Ashoka embarked on a series of ambitious military campaigns to expand the boundaries of the Mauryan Empire. His conquest brought him fame, riches, and power. But they also brought him face to face with the harsh realities of war and conquest. Yet it was this very ambition and ruthlessness that set the stage for a profound transformation. It was this thirst for power that eventually led him down a path of peace and tolerance, a path that would redefine his reign and leave an indelible mark on Indian history. Ashoka's story is not just about the rise of a great emperor, it's about the journey of a man who dared to challenge the norms of his time, a man who dared to dream of a different kind of empire. Thus, the stage was set for Ashoka's rise to power. With the throne under his control, Ashoka set his sights on expanding his empire. His keen military mind and unquenchable thirst for expansion led him to the gates of Kalinga, a prosperous region on the eastern coast of India. And so the stage was set for one of the bloodiest battles in Indian history, the Kalinga War. The year was around 261 BCE. Ashoka, now a seasoned emperor, led an army known for its might and ruthlessness. Kalinga, on the other hand, was a thriving region famed for its wealth and culture. Despite their strength of spirit, the Kalingans were no match for Ashoka's military power. The Kalinga War was a spectacle of devastation. Ashoka's army marched through Kalinga, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. The ground was soaked in blood, the air was filled with the cries of the dying, and the once bustling cities of Kalinga were reduced to ruins. The war claimed the lives of hundreds of thousands of soldiers and civilians, and those who survived were enslaved. But the Kalinga War was more than just a bloody conquest. It was a turning point, a moment of profound transformation for Ashoka. The emperor who had once reveled in his victories was now haunted by the horrors he had unleashed. He looked upon the destruction, the death and the suffering, and felt a deep and profound remorse. The sight of Kalinga, once a beacon of culture and prosperity, now a wasteland, shook Ashoka to his core. It was in the aftermath of the Kalinga War that Ashoka began to question his path. The ruthless conqueror started to see the futility of violence, the senselessness of war. The horrors of Kalinga ignited a spark of compassion within him, a spark that would soon grow into a flame of peace and tolerance. The Kalinga War was a turning point in Ashoka's life and reign. This brutal war marked the end of Ashoka's conquests and the beginning of his journey towards peace and righteousness. Shaken by the horrors of war, Ashoka experienced a profound transformation. The bloodshed and carnage of the Kalinga War deeply disturbed him. In his despair, he sought solace in the teachings of Buddhism. A spiritual awakening ensued, one that would forever change his course. He renounced his violent expansionist ways and embraced the path of non-violence and compassion. Ashoka's conversion to Buddhism wasn't a mere personal transformation. It marked a significant shift in his policies as an emperor. He began to govern with benevolence and righteousness, adhering to the principles of Dhamma. It was no longer about territorial conquests or military might. His focus shifted to moral conquests, to spreading the teachings of Buddhism, to promoting peace, harmony, and respect for all life forms. In this journey, Ashoka transformed from a ruthless conqueror to a benevolent ruler. Ashoka was no longer the ruthless conqueror, he was now a champion of peace. His reign henceforth would be marked by his commitment to peace, tolerance, and compassion. As a Buddhist emperor, Ashoka aimed to rule his empire based on the principles of Dhamma. Dhamma, a fundamental concept in Buddhism, translates to righteousness or virtue. It embodies the moral and ethical duties that individuals must strive to uphold in their daily lives. Ashoka, deeply influenced by this philosophy, decided to apply these principles at a societal level, making it the cornerstone of his governance. Ashoka's policies of Dhamma were not just religious directives, but were designed to promote social welfare and harmony. They emphasized respect for all life forms, non-violence, compassion, and truthfulness. He championed the idea of religious tolerance, encouraging his subjects to respect all faiths and spiritual paths. His rule was not about imposing Buddhism, but more about promoting the values that this philosophy stood for. To disseminate these principles, Ashoka issued a series of edicts, inscribed on rocks and pillars across his vast empire. These edicts, known as the Edicts of Ashoka, were written in various languages and scripts, ensuring they could be understood by everyone, from the nobles to the common people. They served as a constant reminder of the moral and ethical standards that the emperor expected his subjects to adhere to. These edicts covered a wide range of topics, from the treatment of animals to the welfare of his subjects. They addressed social issues like the importance of respecting elders and treating servants kindly. They also encouraged generosity and charity, urging people to help those in need. Ashoka's commitment to Dhamma was not just confined to his edicts. He set up hospitals for humans and animals, established rest houses along the roads for travelers, and even had trees and wells placed along the roads to provide shade and water to the weary. In essence, Ashoka's policies of Dhamma were an attempt to create a society based on moral and ethical values, where people lived in harmony with each other and with nature. Ashoka's edicts were the embodiment of his commitment to Dhamma. Ashoka's reign left an indelible mark on Indian history and culture. His transformation from a ruthless conqueror to a compassionate ruler resonates in the annals of history, shaping the course of an entire civilization. His most significant contribution was arguably the promotion of Buddhism. Until Ashoka's reign, Buddhism was a relatively small sect confined to certain parts of India. However, his commitment to the teachings of Buddha led him to spread the religion not just within his empire, but beyond its borders as well. He sent emissaries to various parts of Asia, including Sri Lanka and Southeast Asia, introducing Buddhism to these regions. This was a pivotal moment in world history, marking the beginning of Buddhism's journey from a local religion to a global faith. Moreover, Ashoka's policies of religious tolerance were revolutionary for their time. His edicts, inscribed on rocks and pillars throughout his empire, proclaimed the freedom of worship for all. He advocated for harmony among different religious communities, a value that continues to be cherished in the diverse, multicultural society of India today. Ashoka's reign also had a profound influence on subsequent Indian rulers. His model of governance, based on principles of righteousness and welfare of the people, became a benchmark for good governance. Future rulers, both in India and elsewhere, sought to emulate his example, striving to rule with benevolence and justice. His legacy is also preserved in the form of various architectural marvels, like the Sarnath Lion Capital, which is a symbol of India's national pride today. These structures, with their intricate carvings and inscriptions, serve as a testament to the golden era of Mauryan architecture and art. Even today we remember Ashoka as a beacon of peace and tolerance. His story is a powerful reminder of the potential for change, the power of compassion, and the enduring impact of a single individual's commitment to peace. His legacy continues to inspire, serving as a timeless testament to the power of transformation and the endurance of human spirit. So, who was Ashoka the Great? Born into the Mauryan dynasty, Ashoka ascended to power and initially expanded his empire through brutal conquests. His turning point came after the Kalinga War, a conflict so devastating that it led him to renounce violence and embrace Buddhism. As a Buddhist emperor, Ashoka championed the principles of Dhamma, promoting moral behavior, religious tolerance, and social justice. He communicated these principles through edicts inscribed on rocks and pillars across his vast empire. His reign was transformative not just for his empire, but for the entire Indian subcontinent and beyond. Ashoka's promotion of Buddhism played a significant role in its spread throughout Asia. Today, his legacy of peace and tolerance remains a beacon of inspiration. His journey from a ruthless conqueror to a champion of peace and religious tolerance is a testament to the power of personal transformation. He was a ruler whose legacy continues to inspire people around the world.